gates, and really it's just a set of rules. It's like playing a game and getting rules. So as these rules go, this is the type of problem you're going to have to figure out. Now let's talk about the rules, because there's different parts that we have to worry about. First of all, the input and the outputs. You either have true or false. So you either have a statement can be true or a statement can be false. And that's either, if you input one of those, then something comes out. But it comes out based on a set of rules that we have to talk about. So know that the answer is either going to be true or false on these. But we have to work with a set of rules. So here's the rules. The rules come in the form of commands, and there's really 3 commands. Now, let me back up. You need to take notes on these. So you're going to be graded on whether or not you took notes on these. So just know that. So here we go. So you got true or false. That's the outputs. That's the inputs. That's what's either going to go into the rule or it's going to come out of the rule. We have 3 commands. We have, the first one is really easy. It's called not. And all that does is it takes anything that came in as true and spits it out as false, and anything that came in as false and spits it out as true. So it just changes the output to the other one. Then there's a thing called an OR command. And the commands will be put in these boxes like over here. The OR command. The OR outputs true when either both or one of them are true. Okay? The output is true when both or either are true. Otherwise, it outputs false. So, both of the things coming into an OR statement are false, then it's going to output false. But otherwise, it really outputs true. And I'll show you some examples of this. Now, the AND. The AND is a little bit more restrictive. The AND outputs true only when both inputs are true. Otherwise, it outputs false. So the AND statement only inputs true when both inputs are true. Otherwise, it outputs false. So let's take this first one. Let's take this first example. And I'll write this first example out here. But we got A, we got B, and they're going to go into this thing. And in this first box, there's going to be an AND there. And then coming out of it, we're going to not whatever came out of it. And then the output is really the answer we're looking for. So that's the answer. Okay, so that's the answer that we're looking for. So it looks like this. So let's say, so it says given the input of A is true. So you know this is true. Okay, and the input of B is true. So this is true. So when they come in here, this one's true and this one's true. Now remember, on the AND one, the output is true only when both inputs are true. Okay? So coming out of this has got to be true because both inputs are true. Then we not it, and we get false. So in this case, the answer is false, and it'll go through and kind of do the same thing I did here. True, 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 false. Okay? Let's do another one. All right, so let's look at this one. Notice right here, A is true. So we've got true here, B is false. So let's look at this one. I'll write this one out too. I might not write them all out, but I'll write a couple of these out and then give you a chance to look at them. All right, so got this. It's really the same exact thing. This is a good example because it shows you the exact same thing we just did, but there's a little wrinkle in what it started out with. Okay, so on here, on this one, it says A is true. And it says B is false. Remember, the AND is going to give you a false statement The and is going to give you a false statement when either one of them is false, because the only way the and gives you a true statement is if both of them are true. So then this is true, and that would be your answer, and you could submit that answer and you'll see what you get. Let's try a new problem. Let's look at an OR problem. Now, A is true, so we got true right here. B is false, false right here. But the OR is going to spit out true, because the OR is either one of them can be true, and we get true out of it. So true comes here, and then you nod it and you get false. And that's the answer. And there'll be a good explanation down here for you. Okay, let's go on to a level 2 example. So let me get to a level 2 example, and then we'll end this video, and I'll show you and we'll do the last thing as the last one. So this one just has a little bit more, but it still does the same thing. The commands, everything does the exact same thing. So we're not changing what we're doing. So they got A, we got B. We just have a little bit more things going into it. Here, we're going to knot that one right out of the right at the start. C is going to be knotted down here right out of the start. We got an OR statement right here for A and B. And then we got an OR statement right here. And then that gives us our output. So let me put the values that we have on this thing as we go. Okay, so notice it says A is true. It says B is false. And it says C is true. So just start traveling down until you get to an OR statement, and you got to figure out what's happening. So notice that we got this one is going to be false here. Okay, so now we got false, false, which means this one's going to be false, because remember, it's an OR statement. One of them would have had to be true. Go over here to C. If it's true, we nod it, it's false. Now, both of those inputs are false. For an OR statement, the answer must be false. Uh-oh. Oh, I forgot this nod in here at the end. So look what I did. I forgot the nod in there. Sorry, I didn't draw the whole thing out there, because we would have a knot right here. I didn't see that knot, which would have pulled that out as false, which would have made this one true. So let me do that again. Let me do a different one. Okay, let me do a new example. Sorry about that. I didn't see that last knot there at the end. So let's look at the new problem. Let's take this one right here. I'll make sure I draw the whole thing. A, B, C. This is not. You wouldn't have to draw all these out, but I just would need to write on them so you can see where things are going. This is a knot. Down here we go to an OR, and then finally this is the output. All right, so tell us right here at the start, A is false, which means this is going to be true. Let's see, T-R-U-E. They tell us B is false, and they tell us C is false. So then when we flip it, that's true. Now notice that going into this one right here, we got a true and a false, but it's an OR statement. So that means we spit out true. Now we have a true and a true. Well, it doesn't matter because both of them are true. So we're going to get true coming out of that one Let's make sure I did that right. And there it is right there. And you can see the values. So hopefully that makes sense. Give some of these a try. I think you'll find that you might even like them. Good luck, and I will answer any questions you have.